What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we are back with another Marvel Snap video. And in this video, I want to discuss why everybody is wrong about this card right here, Super Skrill. And oh my God, I have been waiting. I have just been waiting for the day that I got to make this video and explain to everybody out there why this is such an amazing card that you need to start slotting in some decks. All right, but before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Chris. I also go by Bootman, and if you love Marvel Snap as much as I do, especially the competitive aspect, ranking up the ladder, discussing different card and deck strategies, all that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, because I promise I will provide you with a bunch of valuable content, and we got a ton of cool stuff going on. Down in the description below, we have an awesome Discord server, ton of cool people in there talking different deck ideas and all sorts of cool discussions. And also follow me on Twitter at BootmanMSTZ, link down in the description below. Not only am I a great follow on Twitter, but I do a monthly giveaway for the season pass. I give away 3 free season passes every single month, but you gotta be subscribed and you gotta follow me on Twitter, all right? So anyways, let's jump into it. So, I'm gonna try to keep this short. I'm gonna try to not go on a tangent here, but the first thing I'll say, and it's because I'm a big psychology nerd, it's because I, in my other world of content creation, I read a ton of books about critical thinking, making better decisions. Something I read a lot about is like group think, like group and crowd psychology, right? And something that happens a lot that I've noticed in Marvel Snap is group think around cards. Either blank is the best card or blank is the worst card, right? Super Skrill was one of these cards. The other one is Shadow King, which is finally getting some love, but we'll save that for another day. But Super Skrill is one of these cards that people would open up for free and be like, oh my God, I got, look at what card I got. And if you saw one of my last videos where I said that, like, if you are complaining about a free card, like, get out of here, get out of here. So many people complain about the card acquisition system in this game. Like, if you get a free Series 4, Series 5 card, like, shut your mouth. Just don't say anything. And if you want to get into the psychology of it all as well, the reason why people tweet that out and say, oh my God, look at the terrible card I got, is because they want to be accepted by the group. They want to show the group, hey, look, I'm one of you. I hate this card as much as you do. Please accept me. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Show some gratitude for a free card that you got. All right. Well, anyways, Super Skrill was that card for a long time. And when I heard about Super Skrill, I was like, I cannot wait for this card. I was like, I cannot wait for this card. Ongoing, has the ongoing effects of all enemy cards. I'm like, that is sick. That is disgusting. That is amazing, right? But as you can probably immediately think, because our brains have this prone to negativity bias, there's a lot of bad things that can happen with this card, right? You copy a Professor X when you don't want to. You copy a Cosmo when you don't want to, right? But I've been saying for a very long time, I'm like, there's gonna come a time, and I thought it was gonna be a featured location. I was like, where Super Skrill is gonna be amazing, right? Like, for example, when Washington, D.C. was a featured location, everybody was running Patriot, Super Skrill might have been a good idea to toss in your deck, right? But this really crept up on us, like the current meta, and I think that we could have even started using Super Skrill more last season, but this season, it's really, really shining as well, okay? So Super Skrill, I actually put Super Skrill in the deck I used to hit Infinite, so that'll be another video because, yeah, boy, last night, let me get to the right screen, we hit Infinite, we got that beautiful Golden Goose card back. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned because I'm gonna release a video later today about tips to help you hit Infinite. I'll discuss managing tilt, strategy, snap strategy, stuff like that. So make sure you stay tuned. Well, anyways, hit Infinite. So this is the deck that I made a video on, the Dark Dino kind of deck, but I put Super Skrill in here. So I swapped out Quinjet for Super Skrill, and just here's why real quick, and maybe I'll go more in depth about this another time, but Quinjet was really only good with Coulson, right? Because Coulson was the only thing out there pulling cards. So every now and then it worked, or Quinjet was even decent for like White Queen. Quinjet was also decent if I ran into like a Weird World or District X, whatever. But I was running into so many decks, like either mirror decks, ones that were running Dino, Darkhawk, or even Ronin. Some people pulled the Master Mold Ronin on me, right? So the last few ranks of on my way to Infinite, I tossed in Super Skrill, boom, shot off like a rocket. So what I was getting at is now is a good time, and it was probably even last season because so many people are running Darkhawk and Dino decks. So many people. And it is just advantageous to do that. So let me do this. So I'm gonna filter this to ongoing. So right now in the current meta, like aside from like Shuri decks that you're facing, Super Skrill is decent to slot in. Now, I wanna make it very clear. Super Skrill is not a card that you build decks around, okay? Say that with me. Super Skrill is not a card that you build decks around. Super Skrill is a tech card. Super Skrill is like you look at your deck and say, okay, is this something that, you know, I'll get some value out of every now and then, right? It's the same reason I put Cosmo in this deck. So here are all of the ongoing cards. You can go ahead and look through it, you know, when you get some time and stuff like that. But Super Skrill takes all the abilities. So if they have like 5 ongoing cards, you're gonna get all of them. So the game that I actually won, my last game, my last 8 cuber to hit infinite, they were running a Luke Cage deck. So I tossed Super Skrill out there. I actually snapped them once I realized that they were running it. So let me discuss that real quick too. You have to be very strategic with Super Skrill, and you have to be able to identify what type of deck they are playing pretty quickly. For example, if I had Super Skrill in hand and I saw them drop Zabu on turn 2, instant snap, right? Because if they're running Zabu, I know for a fact that they are going to be running either Sarah or Darkhawk or Dino with Darkhawk, you know, all these different combinations. And plus, look at all the 4-cost cards I have in my deck, right? So if they drop Zabu, then I drop it too. Because if I have my Zabu out there, I get my Zabu's effect along with theirs. Like, you guys, this card is so good, right? And there's a lot of people out on Twitter like finally recognizing how good Super Skrill is, right? So anyways, Luke Cage, Zabu, the deck I was playing against also had Mojo. Now, keep in mind, now do recognize all the bad things that can happen too. Like there's a reason that Sauron exists, right? So like if I'm playing against a Shuri deck, I'm not gonna drop Super Skrill, you know what I mean? Colossus. There was one time I played against a Captain America and a Mr. Fantastic. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, Blue Marvel, Iron Man. Iron Man is the biggest one. When you're playing against a deck like a Mr. Negative deck that's dropping Iron Man and Mystique, because you are sucking up the ongoing effects of Iron Man and Mystique. Okay, now granted, it is only on the Super Skrill lane, but it is huge. Now, if you're playing against a Thanos deck too, right? You get the effect if they drop Blue Marvel, if they have Soul Stone out there. You see what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that you could be doing with this card. It is just phenomenal. And if you don't have Super Skrill, great news. This month, it downgrades to Series 3. So I believe that is on the 18th with this upcoming patch. But yeah, I'm telling you, like, it will be helpful to find a place to slot in Super Skrill. So I'll wrap up the video with this. Share my screen real quick, minimize that. So this is untapped.gg. So that little deck tracker that you guys see right here that I use, this is from Untapped. This is something a lot of us use, like a lot of streamers, YouTubers and stuff like that. So real quick, you can get this tracker for free for your PC. It's linked down in the description. It's an affiliate link, so it's absolutely free. You use my link, a little comes back, helps support the channel, so please use my link, all right? But what you're looking at right here, this is the premium version that Untapped hooked me up with because I'm doing this partnership with them. But you can go in and look at stats, right? I'm always on this website, by the way. I'm a big stats nerd. When Hitmonkey came out, like I'm always checking to see, okay, what Hitmonkey deck's doing the best or whatever. So anyways, here's a little preview. Here are some of the decks that are performing the best with Super Skrill. Now, something that's really important when you're looking at data is you want big sample sizes, all right? There aren't a lot of games with this because a lot of people are still hating on Super Skrill. But here are some ideas of decks that are using Super Skrill, right? So like just to give you an example, like you wanna look for at least like 1,000, 1,500 games. So this can just kind of get you started, right? Like we got like a little bit of a Patriot Zoo deck. We got Valkyrie, my girl, I love Valkyrie. You have some Control, right here, just go back and pause the video and stuff. There were some like junk decks that I saw. I'm not sure where they went. There were some junk decks that were running this as well. But yeah, with this thing too, you can also change like for your rank. So when I was like working my way up through the 70s, I would like filter it to 70 to 89, stuff like that, look around, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna scroll this while I talk a little bit. Just experiment around with it. See what works. Now, since like Marvel Snap is a 12 card game, like you only have 12 cards in your deck, you gotta be really smart about what you're replacing, what you're using, right? Like when I looked at my deck that I was using, I was like, Quinjet is not providing as much consistent value, right? And Super Skrill is such a surprising card that you can toss it in your deck and people won't expect it. Like when you snap at them, and they're like, wait, I have all of my amazing cards in my hand, I have the advantage, right? And then when you get Super Skrill, to match that, even on one lane, like I personally think the deck that I'm running it in is one of the best because you're either going the Darkhawk route or you're going the Dino route, right? So you already have some kind of big play on one of your lanes. So if you're playing against a mirror, you're getting a free lane off somebody else, especially if you're running Zabu, which you should be, all right? So anyways, I just want to go over that real quick. Super Skrill is an amazing card. And the last thing I'll say, just a reminder, don't fall into the groupthink. Don't fall into the groupthink. Like this is something I've been teaching my son forever. One of the first books my son and I read together was actually this one right here. Hold on. Wait, I hit something on my computer. It's this one right here. You Are Not So Smart. All right, this will help you discover your biases, different heuristics, like thinking shortcuts, just a variety of cognitive errors we always have. That's written by David McCraney. I actually had him on my podcast, because I had a podcast where I interviewed a bunch of nonfiction authors and stuff like that. But anyways, it's one of the first things I taught him. Like, we would discuss like examples of like movie reviews or video game reviews or show reviews. I'd be like, Dylan, how many shows or movies have we watched where people said it was terrible and then we loved them, right? Because what happens is something gets a lot of bad reviews, you start getting a bunch of people in the group saying, oh, this is terrible, and then people just start saying that and not taking their own independent thoughts and opinions to assess this thing. And I see that constantly with Marvel Snap, constantly. There are just always cards that people say are terrible, and then all of a sudden, it's just the next hot thing. Like, think about how many people, I need to end this video, but last thing. Think about how many people said that the Silver Surfer nerfs killed the deck, right? Literally, nothing has changed with that deck. A couple things have slightly changed with the meta, but literally nothing has changed with that deck archetype, and now all of a sudden people are hitting infinite again with it. Like, what? Like, people are falling into groupthink constantly, so one of the best things you could do in this game, just be an independent thinker, okay? Don't listen to me, don't listen to anybody else, whatever. Test out your own things, take a step back and say, okay, am I just gonna blindly listen to what everybody says, or should I start using this myself? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's all I got for this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, ring that notification bell. All right, don't forget, we have an amazing Discord server down in the description below, and follow me on Twitter at BootmanMSTZ if you want to be part of our monthly giveaways. I give away 3 season passes for free. Next season, we're getting Nebula as a season pass card. It's also gonna be like the Guardians of the Galaxy season. Super excited about that. All right, we just got our tickets to Guardians of the Galaxy on opening day. Gonna be sick. All right, but anyways, thanks so much for watching. Again, I have another video coming out later today, but until then, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.